You can say it's a bit funny theme because we might think it's normal as something that is a bit superficial in our way of being, but actually it's deeply tied to our survival system, and I've seen it pop up in. Hello divine beings, and welcome to this weekly wisdom transmission. Today I will be talking about being normal and thinking that normal is more safe than being unique. So I want to go into it from the perspective of you being the child or you being the parent, because this month, actually not until tomorrow, the 1st of May, all of May is Child Healing Month. And we have just announced that that is what it is, because I believe and have been greatly nudged from the guides to share more about the child healing, because it's important that we open our eyes and our hearts to the possibility of assisting the new incarnates, the new children on the planet in their path, to allow their highest path to unfold for them and really support them in dreaming these greater visions for themselves and for humanity. So I want to say how we're celebrating this is that I have a 20% off on my child healing package, which is an amazing offer. I would say I haven't done that before, but felt nudged this month. And the child healing package is 2 sessions with 1 week apart for the child, where we are working with releasing stagnant emotions, stagnant energies, create balance within their energy system, and also release ancestral patterns. And that one I will say is really important in this time, because I think we all know how it feels like to be affected by patterns in our family, and they're linked to the physical body, and therefore we can raise our vibration above where they are active, but if we lower our vibration, we might start feeling them. So just want to share that. So I will leave a link below, or you can find a link in my bio to the child healing session, and send a message to me, and I will also put in the discount code here in the message. Another way we will celebrate it is by me sharing more information about the child healing, the sessions, and how you as a parent or friend or teacher can support the children on earth. And also I will share the beautiful divine child healers that are certified. I will send around their profile so you can see how many there really is and how greatly unique each of their approach is to assisting the children, assisting your child, assisting the children. So you can find someone who really fits you. I forgot to say, in the child healing package there's also a 1-hour parent session included. So that is a way where we can go deeper with the things I received during the child healing session, and you can ask questions, and also we will do some energetic attunement, so you also get to release and adjust your energy to support your child. So I think that's all about the Child Healing Month and what we have up. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. For the child healing sessions, I have a few spots, I think 2 spots available now in May, and otherwise you will be looking into June. Yeah, send me a message if you have any questions about that. So I want the direct link to the booking site. For today, we will be talking about being normal, and it's quite, you can say it's a bit funny theme, because we might think it's normal as something that is a bit superficial in our way of being, but actually it's deeply tied to our survival system. And I've seen it pop up in several sessions here over the past few weeks, and also in the book I'm writing. I'm really going into this because what we might not realize is that we have been really, as human, trained to fit in an existing paradigm, and we're not just talking about the big lines. We are talking about things in your home, like how to dress, how to cook, how to prepare things, how to organize things, and we might have this very clear idea about how things should be done within our home, or within our life, or within education, or within politics, whatever it is. And it has simply been wired into our system, And it's connected to our survival system. It's the, if you do this, you can fit in within the tribe and then you're safe. But it might be playing really big tricks on us, especially in this time, because when we become aware of it, we can really see, oh, there's actually something that's so out of alignment. And I can say, I hear many relationships where there's like, you have to do things this way or that way, and they have an eternal battle about which way should the toilet paper be like hanged on the toilet paper hanger, or whatever it is it one way or the other. And it might seem really silly, and you can say in a way it is, but it is tied to our idea of normality, and therefore we can have great trigger responses within our system, within our brain. And I know for myself, in my relationship, we're aware of this, and it's so funny when we encounter these things, we have really been aware from the beginning. And so when someone does something, it's like, oh, you're doing it this way, why are you doing it this way? And I'm like, I don't know, I think it's a habit in my family. Okay, I don't think it's better than the other way, you can just do whatever you want. And that feels very freeing, and it's very freeing to have that way of talking about it. But I know from any relationship where they have not been aware, or where just one of the parts have been aware, you can feel that there's a lot of picking on each other because there's one right way. And that's the way you know, or that you learned, or that you came to the conclusion is the better one. So the same is going on with our children. And maybe you can relate this all the way back to your childhood, or maybe you can look at your children now and see there's something going on. Because what I see, and also for myself, I remember early in my journey, I was blaming my parents a lot about how they were raising me, feeling maybe that they were not seeing me for who I was, maybe not supporting me in the way I wanted to show up in the world, because they saw things differently. And the thing is, when we have learned that normal is safe, we will try to either that, or what is more new, support the children and trust in the divine will support them in their whole complete being. But for many, there is those lingering patterns, or full-blown, fully active patterns of you have to be normal, otherwise you're not safe. And even better, you have to be normal, but like excel at some point, be in the upper rate of something. But it can be really random when you start looking into to see what is actually considered like very high, like better within certain families. It's actually quite funny to see, like, oh, in your family, humorous was like the thing you had to be like, have a lot of humor to be like loved, to be cherished. That is better than not. Or in your family was being beautiful. You had to be beautiful. That was better. You had to find a beautiful partner. You had to be beautiful. Or intelligent. You had to be intelligent and be like on the upper scale. You had to be cool. Whatever it was, we had this idea about certain things, but it also had to fit within the normal, but excelling in some way. And that is safe. But when we start to realize that this is not real, we just created these things, and they're actually holding us from being truly intimate with one another, to be truly seeing each other's full potential, and also that it plays in with our survival system. And when we continue to play within the patterns of the survival system, we are reinforcing that experience. So our parents probably didn't know, and maybe you don't know either. So I'm sharing this here. If you're, instead of trying to control the other person, because that's how it often shows up, don't do this, don't do that, that makes me feel uncomfortable. Either you do it, or you might start to tense up. Then sitting in the discomfort and become aware of what believe about this person or your child, what they're doing, what in their behavior is triggering you. And what is the belief behind this trigger? Have you learned that being small, you see your child just want to do all these things, that you have learned to be, that being good with money means that you don't spend a lot. That's how you're being good with money, and your child wants everything. And when you buy everything, you just want it all. See, and you might feel really triggered because you might feel you don't want to give everything to your child, which is perfectly fine, but just sit in it and feel, oh, but I learned that being good with money means not spending a lot. could I just breathe through the discomfort of this and realizing there is no right and wrong? Of course, it's always up to me if I want to spend the time or spend the money on whatever, like on behalf of my child. But if there's no trigger, it's just an easy decision to say, no, that doesn't feel aligned, or yes, that feels good. But not having all that discomfort and trying to control the child's desire. Like saying, it's important that you don't want all of this. It's important that you do things differently. But really just feeling into this. And that also goes with your partner or your friends. It's often when people are in such a close relationship with you that they really touch your inner part, the most inner intimate space within you. That's when we have those trigger points. And I can say that I feel it daily at this time too. Like there's so many things that have been put in order based on really nothing, just out of habit. Like this is normal, this is not normal. And then allowing these things to be dissolved and rewired into a peaceful place where you're just really accepting of yourself and what you came in as back then. Because ultimately it's coming back to that. How you want to control others is how you as a child was raised in putting into like a smaller box, or learn that, oh, that is weird, that is awkward, don't do that, don't be weird, just really fit in, or we don't do that, or whatever it is. Really coming in and feel the neutrality and peace within, and from there unfold what feels authentic to you. Because of course we don't have to give in to everyone's desires for us or what they want from us. But when we can feel it from a really neutral place, or especially children, they can have like a million good ideas about what we should do in a day or spend money on, or so much creativity flowing. But when you can feel it within yourself without the contraction, it feels much better. But also seeing that it came from the normality, it came from back when your parents were raising you. And I also see for many it's healing to understand that your parent was not limiting you because they didn't like you, or they were completely unaware what would be good for you. They simply just believed that being normal or fitting in the way they had found it's most safe within their own system. They simply thought that that would be the way also for you to be safe in this world. There's another way now, as I just shared, really coming in and trust the divine. Trust that the divine got your back. Trust that the divine is supporting you. The divine wants you to be wealthy, healthy, and happy. And it's up for you to allow it and allow your dreams. And in that process, we can have some contraction, but really allowing that to be dismantled, allow it to be opened, and just allow that golden nourishment to just reach our heart and our soul and touch us so deeply within us. So I believe that's all I have for you today, to keep this under 15 minutes so I can go on Instagram. I love you all so much and look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Lots of light.